Hi. In this video, we will cover every step on how to install and open Edgegap's Bossroom fork, which is already set up for dedicated servers. Whereas the base Unity sample only works peer-to-peer through lobbies. Alongside this video, we recommend following our documentation. A link is available in the description and the comments. Before we open anything in the Unity editor, we need to clone the project. We first need to install Git and Git LFS. Additionally, and specifically for Mac OS users, we also need to install Homebrew to avoid an NT project clone. In your terminal, install all three using the commands shown on screen, also shared in the comments. Then confirm all three are installed using the commands as shown on screen and also in the comments. Now we can clone. We'll keep the project in a folder near the root of the hard drive. In your terminal, first create and navigate to a folder. Here, we'll call it unity-ngo. Then type git clone, followed by the fork's URL. To confirm the assets were successfully cloned, check the size of the assets folder as shown on screen. If your folders are empty, Git LFS didn't pull the real files, and it's worth rechecking the installation step we just did. Now, on to Unity. Open the Unity hub. Select Add, then Add Project from Disk, and locate the Bossroom subfolder we just cloned. Unity Hub will flag that your project needs a specific editor version. As of recording, this fork is pinned to Unity 6000.0.54f1. Download it as to make sure the sample's fork works, making sure also to install all Linux server dependencies, namely Linux build server support, including Mono and IL2 CPP, and Linux dedicated server build support. With the editor installed, open the project. On this first open, Unity will likely ask you to open in safe mode. Don't try to repair anything, as this is expected. A fresh clone is missing the Unity Gaming Services package the sample's matchmaking client depends on, and it's exactly what we'll add now. From the top navigation bar, select Window, then Package Manager. Select Unity Registry, then find and install Multiplayer Services. This package resolves the missing references. Congratulations, your sample is installed. To add dedicated game server to your project, the next step is to open Edgegap's Unity plugin for game server hosting. It is already integrated into this fork of the project, but it isn't present in yours. Simply add it to your Unity's package manager using the link in the comments. The first step is to add a token. Select Get Token and a browser opens up. Simply sign in to the platform using your preferred SSO method. You may need to create an organization, but once that's done, your token automatically appears. Copy it. Then, back in Unity, paste the token and select Validate Token. Now, the rest of the plugins dropdown opens up. First, confirm you have Linux server dependencies installed, which in our case, we do. Then, make sure you're using Linux in your Unity build settings. Select Edit Settings and switch a platform to Linux server. Make sure your game scenes are included and in the right order. Here, the list is accurate, starting with Startup, followed by the main menu scene, and then the gameplay scenes. Back in the plugin, build your server using the Build Server button. After a few seconds, the build compiles successfully. Under Containerize your server, make sure Docker is running by selecting Validate. If you haven't installed it already, Docker is used by millions of users and the world's largest companies to containerize their game servers and other applications. We'll skip all the optional parameters for this video, but for power users, details of their use are in our documentation. Let's move ahead and select Containerize with Docker. After a short period, containerization is successful. The next step could be to test your game server locally, but here we'll go ahead and test directly online. Our next step is now to upload the game server to Edgegap's platform. Make sure the correct application is selected and click on the Upload Image and Create App Version. After a few seconds, a web browser opens up to the platform. This Create Version page is pre-filled, though you can configure optional settings including vCPU resource usage, memory, and more. For this video, we'll create a new version with default settings. Scroll down and select Submit. The Create Port pop-up opens up. Here, we'll make sure your netcode's default port, namely 777 for Unity NGO, and protocol type, here UDP, are correct. Click Submit. With the version created on the platform, back in Unity, we need to deploy the game server we containerized earlier. Select the correct application and its version from the list. Finally, select Deploy to Cloud, which automatically deploys the game server to Edgegap's platform. After a few seconds of loading, your game server is ready. Congrats! your game is now online for the world to play. Evidently, testing first. Start by selecting the deployment. It includes a lot of information, but to connect to the game server, we'll scroll down and copy the host IP first. Also, take note of the external port. In our case, it is 32699. Launch your game scene and select Join with IP. Paste your IP address and input your external port. Ignore any development warnings and select your character. Then launch the game, which will automatically connect you to your game server hosted on Edgegap's network. Congratulations! You're now playing the Bossroom sample from Unity using the NGO Netcode that has been modified by Edgegap to run dedicated servers. While Join with IP is a valid method, we recommend setting up your project using a matchmaker. We have both a UGS matchmaking video using the same Bossroom sample, or Edgegap's easy matchmaking tutorial available here on YouTube. And that is all for installing Edgegap's Bossroom fork, which gives you a ready-to-run netcode for GameObjects project as your starting point for dedicated server hosting. The matchmaking videos are available on screen here. Make sure to watch them.